Hey guys, and welcome to another Jiao Conversation. I'm Matt, living in China, currently in the city of Xi'an. I'm walking on the old city wall that surrounds the central part of the city. This wall is ancient in every meaning of that word, and it's been retained in that way for a very long time. I'm walking amongst a bunch of people enjoying their day. It is a gorgeous Saturday when I'm recording this video. Not sure when you're going to see it, but I wanted to talk a little bit about fear. Fear in particular of living in communist China. Is it scary? Do you feel safe? The short answer is no. There's nothing to be afraid of by living in China. Maybe I do have a fear of getting mauled by interested locals who might want to take a picture, who might want to ask me who I am and where I'm from, what I'm doing. Curious locals who have nothing but love for new things. Hello.
Hello.
Ni hao. Kind of like them. Actually, that was me more accosting them than them of me. Maybe I'm the one imparting fear on locals instead of vice versa. Anyways, the reason I thought of this topic, I am just railing through these topics. If you've been watching my Jiao Conversations, I've actually recorded a bunch of these on the wall here. But the reason why I wanted to bring up fear is because of my nationality. You know, I'm American. I've been in China for over 10 years, and I have never felt afraid. I have never felt like I should be fearful of anything. I grew up in downtown Detroit, and there are some areas, if you go there unprepared. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. If you go there unprepared, you might be able to get yourself in some situations where you might be inflicted upon some crime. And there has never been that same feeling for me in China. And I have walked on streets in Dongguan back in the day before Xi Jinping sort of enacted his sort of prostitution and clubbing cleanse of partying and everything. Dongguan used to be a really seedy part of town, and very, very sort of on its face a scary place. I was invited there by some factory owners as a work kind of thing, and they were going to take me out to a club and show me a good time, and that is a crazy story in itself. I was exposed to some new experiences on that trip for sure. As a matter of fact, maybe I'll get into it a little bit. I was taken to a club in Dongguan. I was younger. I was naive. I didn't really understand too much about China. Hello. And factory owners typically like to take visitors out, show them a good time. And in this case, my factory owner friend was in Guangzhou. And Dongguan is not too far away from there. He thought I would really enjoy a crazy day in Dongguan. So we drove out there late in the evening. We found a club, and in the club, he knew the hostess, and I was introduced for the first and only time ever in China to a pile of cocaine. I don't do drugs. I get high on life. I'm not really interested in that sort of thing. Hello.
Hello.
And so when I was introduced to a mirror with a mountain of cocaine and a look like, here you go, I bet you're really gonna like this. I know foreigners really like that kind of thing. I didn't quite give them the reaction that they were thinking they were gonna get. In fact, they were quite surprised when I looked at my host and said, I need to get the hell out of here. I feel very uncomfortable. Now, I didn't feel fearful, I felt uncomfortable. That is different. I wasn't in any danger. I was just put in a situation I did not want to be in. Hello. Ni hao.
Hello.
Hello. And that night, ensued and just got progressively worse. The factory owner wasn't very accommodating. He was thinking that I was just going to enjoy this gift of cocaine. I didn't even think that that could exist here in China. I had never been exposed to it since and before, and I got a view of a seedy underbelly that has long since been cleaned up. This story is over a decade old, and a decade ago in Dongguan was a completely different story than today. If you were going to be afraid, you were probably going to be afraid in Dongguan when I was there at that very moment. Because what happened was, after I turned down the gift of cocaine, the hostess continued to press me to have a good time, have a good time, have a good time. And it just became more and more and more uncomfortable. And I was having less and less and less and less of a good time. I was frustrated and new to China. I didn't know how to get home. I was confused and I was angry. I ended up going to my factory friend and I said, I'm done. I'm going home. I'm going to find a way, whether you help me to get there or not, but I'm going. It was 4 o'clock in the morning, and he was about to leave with his hostess girlfriend, and he said, there's a girl in there that likes you. You can go home with her. I didn't know that girl. She was very young. I don't know how old she was. But certainly I wasn't interested in going home with a strange girl in a place that I did not understand. And it just was the final linchpin in my frustration. I went to him and I said, I'm going. You're either going to help me or I'm going to figure it out myself. And I guess maybe this was the only time I ever felt fear. Was it justified? No, but I felt it. Because I was in a strange place that if I was to have thought of this place, it would be very similar to the sort of ghetto areas in Detroit. And so I imparted my perception of that sort of an area on the place that I was at the time, and I was sort of nervous. If this place was anything like Detroit, my walk home, or walk trying to get home, at 4 o'clock in the morning, mind you, was going to be dangerous and was going to be unsafe. And I could either be accosted, robbed, or some other form of treatment. And so I didn't want to stand for what I was being left with, and I left. And I ended up walking through the city streets at 4 o'clock in the morning in Dongguan, 10 years ago, over 10 years ago. And if I was ever going to be in a situation where I was going to get into trouble, this was going to be it. Oh, look at this girl, so cute. 你好，你好，哦，太可爱了。
哇，您中文说的真好。
我说一点点。你叫什么名字啊？
我叫什么
丹丹。
学名叫唐飞然。
唐飞然。
唐飞然，嗯。
我是马特，我很高兴认识你。
我也很高兴认识你。
没关系，没关系。拜拜。
下次教你说英文。
Anyways, now when I walked into the street, it was dark, dimly lit, outside of a club where people were inside doing drugs. All the recipe, all of the ingredients were there for trouble. 4 o'clock in the morning, walking around in the dark, not sure where I'm gonna go. Dogs, stray dogs walking in the street. And what happened? Nothing. I look back on that time today with the mind of a guy who's been in China for over a decade, and I say to myself, how naive you were. There was no reason to be afraid. China is a very safe place. Nobody in that area was going to accost me. Nobody had a gun. I walked around freely for about an hour trying to find a guy to take me home in a car. Eventually, my friend decided to leave his hostess girl and do the right thing and take me home. And it was a learning lesson for me. It was a learning lesson on how to trust people. The guy was not Chinese, by the way. He was a foreign factory owner. And he was trying to do, I guess, what he thinks foreigners might like, but it certainly wasn't what I liked. And it was a frustrating experience. So not even the person that instigated that experience was Chinese. The experiences I have with Chinese, I've never been fearful of. You can walk around in the dead of night, in the seediest places, at least I have, and I've never felt nervous. The reason that I bring this up here and bring this story up now is that I was just down the wall filming another video. I'm really, creative juices are flowing. This wall is just very conducive to me talking and thinking about things. I was filming a video and this lady walks up to me and she asks, where are you from? Question I get all the time. Where are you from? Where are you from? Huh?
从哪儿来的？
宁波。
Country.
哦，我是美国人，可是我住在宁波。
那你今年一直在中
English
国？
10年。
今年没走？
没走，没走。
他中文你看
不担心，不担心，没关系。我住在中国，
中国
我是中国人，我没有发烧，我好了，我好了，没关系，没关系。
还以为说美国。
Yeah, no problem, no problem.
为啥呢？
Yeah. 我在中国很长时间。Yeah. No worries.
哎，那个新冠怎么说？COVID-19？
Yeah. COVID-19, crazy. 美国 crazy. 疯了. I says, I'm an American. And instantly, I gave her fear. Which is funny, because I try to pride myself on being the most unassuming, friendly guy possible. Hello. I like to feed fuel for smiles, not worry or frustration. Anyway, she asked who I was, where I was coming from, innocently, but as soon as I said American, she got fearful. And she said, how long have you been here? Very, very astutely scared. She was from Mongolia. She says, where are you coming from? Like, how long have you been here? I says, 不担心, don't worry. 我是美国人，可是在这里我等很多时间. I've been here waiting in China for a very long time. You know, and then instantly her mood came down, and we had a great conversation. We ended up talking for a while, and we were talking about how crazy the situation is in America, and how fearful she was of me up until the point that I was able to set her worries down a little bit. And it got me thinking, hello. And it got me thinking, what if this is gonna get worse? What's gonna happen in the not too far future when America continues to descend into this COVID nightmare, where cases continue to grow? We're already at 100,000 cases. China has gotten a supreme hold on COVID-19. They are very, very, very clear of the virus here. They've got it under supreme control. So the idea of being a foreigner and seeing a person such as me, it created a situation where they felt fearful of me. And obviously right now I was able to disarm that fear. But it kind of, hello. But it kind of got me thinking about the future. And I'm wondering if fear is not far away for me in this place. Now, as long as I can disarm it with calmness and understanding and saying, you know, no, I've been here a while, you have nothing to worry about, that's not so bad. But it doesn't take long for concern to turn to worry. Worry can turn to fear. Fear can go and become anger, and you know that you're here, that you're putting us in this position, that you might be infecting, you might infect my family. And then you get to prejudice. And then you get the racism. And although I've never experienced it, apart from just a couple of moments, there was one time I was at a bar and some drunk guy called me a bunch of names, and he was just drunk as a skunk, and he needed a good talking to, so I kind of gave him a bit of a talking to, and he was saying, you asshole American Laowai. He says Laowai is a word, you know, it's not a derogatory word, but it can be. Hello.
Hello.
And hello. And he, you know, he said all sorts of manner of horrible Chinese words to me, and I said them back to him. But that was very, very few and far between. I don't have a lot of stories of that. But I am concerned that maybe as we get farther and deeper into this very difficult situation to fix, whether Biden is able to fix it or not, it's going to be very hard to turn that ship around. I feel like maybe the situation with regards to people's impressions of foreigners here is not destined for great things, at least in the near future. And I'm curious, because I've never experienced too much fear in this place, I wonder if in the future I will. Hello. Right now, we're good to go. Right now, we're good. China is a very, very good place. Not a lot of fear. In fact, none. But maybe, just maybe, we're headed towards a period of time where my race and my culture and the fact that I'm American could come back to bite me. So that's a bit of the conversation. It's just a thought, and maybe this is going to be a time for me to put my finger on this video and come back to it in the future, and hopefully, just hopefully, I'm wrong. But getting that confrontation with that girl down the way and having to see the fear in her eyes because she's not sure if I'm safe might create a situation down the road where I'm the one that doesn't feel safe. It's a sad turnabout of events. Let's hope it doesn't happen, but I just thought about it and I thought it'd make a nice topic to talk to you about. Anyways, we're in Xi'an and we're having a great time, me and you. So take it easy, guys. Jayo. If you want to hear some interesting stories outside of the videos, I have a Patreon. You can go and join that, and I'd be really appreciative. And I have a bunch of really cool stuff there that you can see the videos before they go public. I have all sorts of interesting ways you can interact with me on social media, so do so. Like, subscribe, share. Share this video. I think it's important that we share our experiences, whether they're good or bad, so that we have a better base from which to grow and understand each other. So take it easy, guys. Jayo from Xi'an. Don't be afraid.